Have you ever walked into a room and felt like a ghost? Not because no one saw you, but because the one person you hoped would see you didn't say a word. Or maybe she did. A soft smile, a slight glance, a flicker of something that vanished just as quickly. And you walked away wondering, did she even notice me? The truth is, she did. You see, most men grow up believing attraction is loud, that when a woman likes you, she'll make it obvious. But the reality? A woman in love is rarely loud. She's careful, controlled, terrified of revealing too much too soon. And so she greets you in ways the untrained heart might never notice. This message is for you, the man who's tried, failed, and maybe stopped believing. The man who's tired of guessing games, tired of feeling invisible, tired of being wanted only when he's not looking. This video is not about tactics. It's about truth. It's about seeing through the silence and hearing the hellos that don't sound like greetings but feel like home. Because when a woman likes you, she doesn't always say it with words. She greets you in 6 powerful ways. And if you miss them, you just might miss her. We're taught that eye contact is a sign of confidence, of interest, and sometimes that's true. But when it comes to how women express attraction, the eyes can often say one thing while hiding another. When a woman secretly likes you, her gaze doesn't always hold steady. It lingers but rarely stares. You might catch her looking your way for just a second too long, and when your eyes meet hers, she'll often look away fast. Not because she's not interested, but because she island, and that interest unsettles her more than she wants you to know. Here's the secret. It's not the gaze that holds you, it's the gaze that flees. A woman who doesn't care will look at you, and maybe even through you, with a steady boldness. But a woman who's intrigued, who's drawn to you emotionally or physically, she plays this quiet game of peek and retreat. It's as if her eyes are brave enough to find you, but her heart isn't ready to be caught. This kind of eye contact isn't loud, it's poetic. It happens across the room, in the middle of a conversation with someone else, while you're laughing with a friend. It's a sideways glance, a glance she hopes you don't catch and prays you do. Most men miss it. They're looking for the obvious, the flirty wink, the hair twirl, the exaggerated smile. But women who like you, truly like you, often aren't performing. They're feeling, and feelings make people cautious. Especially women who've been hurt before, especially women who see something real in you. So, if you ever feel like someone is looking your way but always seems to look away when you turn, don't ignore that. That might be her hello. Not the kind you hear, but the kind you feel. The eyes speak a language deeper than words. And in that split second, in that stolen glance, she might be saying everything. Her lips are too afraid to say, I see you. I like you. I hope you see me too. Sometimes, the loudest greetings don't come from words or even from eye contact. They come from presence. You ever walk into a room and there's a woman who always ends up near you? She doesn't necessarily talk to you. She doesn't flirt. She may not even acknowledge you openly, but somehow she's there. Again and again. That's not an accident. When a woman secretly likes you, she might not have the courage to start a conversation, but she will make sure she's close enough for you to notice her, even if she never says a word. This is called passive positioning, and it's not random, it's deliberate. She'll stand where she can hear your voice, where she can laugh at your jokes, even if you're not talking to her. She'll find a seat that's not too close to be obvious, but not too far to feel disconnected. She might even orbit your area throughout the evening, walking past you coincidentally more than once. A lot of men mistake this for chance. But when it happens more than once, when her presence feels intentional but casual, it's often her way of saying, I want to be near you. I just don't want to be obvious about it. Why? Because she's scared. Scared of being rejected. Scared of coming on too strong. Scared of giving power to someone who might not value it. So she gives you a subtle signal not to chase her, but to invite you. Her proximity is a soft invitation. An emotionally intelligent woman doesn't just throw herself at someone. She sets the stage. She creates space for you to step in, not as a hunter chasing prey, but as a man who sees the signs and responds with care. So, The next time you notice a woman nearby, not once, but repeatedly pause before you brush it off, because her body is already speaking. She may not greet you with words, but her presence is reaching out, choosing to exist in your orbit, hoping you'll recognize the gravity pulling you together. You just have to slow down and feel it. There's this myth that when a woman likes you, she becomes this confident, flirtatious, perfectly poised goddess who knows exactly what to say and how to say it. But in the real world, sometimes the opposite is true. When a woman really likes you, not in a he's cute kind of way, but in a he touches something deeper in me kind of way, she often becomes awkward. And not the cute, rehearsed awkwardness you see in romantic comedies. We're talking real awkwardness. Stumbling over her words, saying something, and then immediately trying to backtrack, laughing at the wrong time, talking too fast or too little, fidgeting with her jewelry, her phone, her sleeve, anything to release the pressure of being near someone she's secretly drawn to. Why? Because feelings make people vulnerable. And vulnerability doesn't always come out as grace. Sometimes it shows up as clumsiness, as trying too hard, or trying not to try at all. It's a tug of war between her heart saying lean in and her mind saying protect yourself. If you're the kind of man who only notices women when they're bold, playful, or seductive, you'll miss this every time. But if you're emotionally grounded, if you're present enough to sense discomfort that comes from caring, you'll start to see the signs for what they are. Not rejection, but resistance. Not disinterest, but fear of exposure. Because to like someone truly is to risk being misunderstood, or worse, not being liked back. That's why so many women retreat behind awkwardness. It becomes a shield. But here's the beautiful part. If you, as a man, respond to that awkwardness not with mockery or distance, but with warmth, patience, and subtle encouragement, you create a space where she can lower her guard. And that's where the real connection begins. So the next time a woman seems flustered around you, don't assume she's disinterested or immature. She might just be trying to hold back a heart that's racing faster than she ever expected just from being in your presence. The awkward ones, sometimes they're the ones who care the most. When a woman secretly likes you, she may not flood your inbox with messages or throw herself into your life. But one of the most intimate ways she greets you is through what she remembers. Not the grand things, not your job title, your car, your achievements. She remembers the small you, that one offhand comment you made about growing up with a single mom, the way you light up when talking about music, your habit of tapping your fingers when you're thinking, the specific way you like your coffee black, no sugar, 2 creams, the fact that you once said you hate texting but love real conversation. And one day, out of nowhere, she references it, brings it up, or shows up with that exact coffee, not to impress, but to connect. That's not just politeness, that's emotional investment. You see, women who really like you don't just watch, they observe, they notice. They hold on to the details not because they're trying to win you over, but because their heart is quietly opening. Remembering is her way of greeting your soul, not just your face. And most men don't even realize it's happening because we're trained to look for loud love. But what if love, or the beginning of it, sounds more like quiet care? Here's the truth. Attention is affection. When she remembers your preferences, your stories, your values, she's not just being thoughtful. She's saying, you matter to me, even if I don't know how to say it yet. I'm listening to you, even when you think no one else island. That kind of emotional memory doesn't come from disinterest. It comes from depth. And if you respond with genuine gratitude, not arrogance, not dismissal, you let her know it's safe to keep caring. Because for a woman who's been overlooked, unseen, or used, remembering you is risky. It means she's feeling something. And in this world, that kind of feeling takes courage. So pay attention to the small ways she pays attention. She may not say she likes you, but her memory already has. You ever notice how she keeps appearing in your world? She likes the same posts you do. She comments on your stories Just enough to be seen, but never too personal. She shows up at the gym around the same time as you. She's coincidentally at the same social events, on the same side of the room, within just enough reach, but still just out of touch. That's not just chance, it's deliberate distance. When a woman secretly likes you, she often doesn't charge into your space. She drifts into your atmosphere. Why? Because most women are taught directly or indirectly not to make the first move, not to be too forward, not to come across as desperate or doing too much. So instead, she creates a subtle pattern of showing up, not to chase you, but to be chosen. It's how emotionally intelligent women flirt not with pushiness, but with presence. They drop gentle cues, hoping you'll notice, hoping you'll lead. This is a modern woman's way of saying, I'm here if you're ready, but I won't force myself into your life. And make no mistake, this requires vulnerability on her part, because every time she puts herself in your orbit, even casually, she risks disappointment. She risks not being seen, not being approached, not being enough. So if she keeps showing up, don't brush it off as coincidence. It's a soft hello, a gentle, I noticed you, wrapped in the safety of plausible deniability. She can always pretend it's nothing, unless you let her know it is something. But here's the key. If you see her, really see her. Don't make it a game. Don't test her. Don't play cool. Respond with clarity, with kindness, with confidence. That's what turns silent curiosity into emotional connection. Because a woman who shows up, even from afar, is already giving you a signal of interest. She's creating space, not just physical space, but emotional space for something to begin. It's your move now. Don't miss her just because she didn't knock on the door. She's already standing in front of it. Sometimes it's not how she enters your life that reveals how she feels. It's how she leaves. Watch closely. When a woman secretly likes you, her goodbyes aren't